resources. Mr. Fagerheim, I'm going to read you a quote from Elon Musk, who is, of course, one of the most famous renewable energy and energy transformation entrepreneurs in the world. And he says the following: if there was a button I could press to stop all hydrocarbon usage today, I would not press it. Reporter: you would not press it? Of course not. Reporter: you would not press it because, he replies, it would cause human civilization to come to a halt. Every hospital would have to close down. It would be ridiculous. It would be irresponsible to press that button. What does need to happen, if we can, is to accelerate the transformation to renewables. That's the sensible thing to do. That seems to be what you are doing, Mr. Fagerheim. You have invested in carbon and capture and storage. You have the biggest carbon sequestration facility deposit in the world. And I understand that you are the head of the only carbon negative petroleum company on planet Earth. In other words, your company takes more greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, or avoids it being pumped into the atmosphere in the first place, than you actually emit. In other words, if your company didn't exist, there would be more greenhouse gas emissions than there are now. Do you agree with Mr. Elon Musk when he says that shutting down oil and gas, as is the policy of the federal government, would bring civilization to a halt if it were to happen without a just and sensible transition like you are attempting to, through your investments in technology, achieve?
Thanks, Mr. Poilievre. And I do appreciate what Elon Musk is attempting to do. It's a fairly draconian statement to talk about shutting down civilization without oil and gas. But what the comment we should be taking from that is that civilization is extremely, extremely linked to hydrocarbon products. We're talking about oil and gas into the future, our livelihoods, whether it's hospitals, any chemical production, anything that we do at this particular time in society, everyday society, the clothes we wear, all the textiles, they all rely on hydrocarbon products. So we agree on the medical science side, on hospitals closing and the amount of materials that are used, petroleum products. We have to be, this is where I come back to, we need a measured approach. We need a measured approach into the future, which relies on science and technology. So carbon capture, utilization, storage, we're going to transition for an extended period of time. This is not a start and stop exercise. It should be respected and rewarded. What it
Right.
isn't talked about much, and just to close off on that, is the hydrogen development side that everyone is so excited about. Hydrogen development needs carbon capture as well.
Right.
So there is going to be a transition phase that we should be advancing through very practically,
Right.
logically, and sequentially.
Right. And according to the International Energy Agency, the world will be consuming 100 million barrels of oil 20 years per day, 20 years from now, in 2040. And even with the most draconian governmental policies to restrain the use of hydrocarbons, there will be at least 60 million barrels a day of worldwide petroleum consumption. The question is, where do we want that to be produced and how? Do we want it to be produced by the Saudis, Venezuelans, Algerians, and others, and then imported to Canada, which is the policy of this government? Or do we want our own Canadian industry, as exemplified by your company, that employs 700 people and empowers First Nations communities and actually reduces greenhouse gases? Or do we want hostile foreign polluting nations to make our energy for us? Which option should Canadians pick?
Very quickly, as you're out of time.
I would say that just get back to the respect that the Canadian energy space has. It should be recognized, celebrated, and brought forward with all the, and we're worldwide known, not just Whitecap, but the energy sector in Canada is understood to be the most responsibly developed hydrocarbon products anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget to like, dislike, subscribe, and comment. Safe Space Cafe. And always, have a good day.